So hey, now I wanted to expand on why I think that men have it harder in life, but better. I think that that's the case because this is the easiest analogy I can come up with. Men live in the wild, and women, to an extent, live in a zoo. And the reason why I say that is people, men and women, for the most part, don't really care about men to the extent that we care about women in terms of their safety, in terms of whether or not they're hurt, in terms of protecting them, that sort of thing. If you have a man and a woman on the side of the road, we're going to stop for the woman more than likely. If you have a man and a woman crying, we're going to ask the woman what's wrong and try to console her more than likely. If you have a man and a woman in any kind of distress or in need of any help, we're probably going to stop for the woman more than likely. And again, the analogy that I come up with at the end of the day is, you're a man, you're supposed to have this handled. You're supposed to have this taken care of. So you're like an animal in the wilderness. There's nobody who is going to make sure that you're okay. People are going to help, but it's never going to be to the same extent as if you're a woman. Now, if you're a woman, people are going to help. So it's kind of like you are in captivity to an extent. And by captivity, there's the same pros and cons. Women are not invited or stimulated to say, you can do it. I mean, yeah, but you can do it up to the level that we expect that a woman can do it. Okay, don't push yourself too hard. Take it easy. These are the walls of your home, and we're all here to protect you and make sure that you stay within the walls of your home. If you go out too far, we're going to try to pull you back in. If I see a guy, let's say, in the desert or some strange place, I may ask if he's okay, but then, But tell me if this doesn't make sense. This place isn't really a place for a woman, or this thing really isn't, set up for women, or, maybe I should give you a ride back to this place. It's a little bit more conducive to women. And the woman would have to say no. Let's say if I saw her out in the wilderness, and when I came back, I would probably be certain to tell other people that there's a lady out there, and that, we should keep an eye out to make sure that she's okay. If there's a guy, I might not even remember to tell anybody about it, And of course, it is a good thing and it's a bad thing. I mean, women live longer. Partially that might have to do with, giving birth and the benefits of that. But it probably also has to do with the fact that you're not going to find a whole bunch of women riding motorcycles, right? You're probably not going to find women getting murdered or being in shootouts or, like not Crocodile Dundee. What's the name of that guy? Steve Irwin, ripping a sea creature's stinger out of your chest or something like that. You're definitely not going to see his daughter doing anything like that. She's had a kid, and I don't think that she's going to be anywhere near his level. I think he has a kid, a boy, but when your dad dies like that, you're probably going to, pull back a little bit. Your mom might pull you back a little bit. But yeah, even on the streets, you're more likely to be a homeless guy than a homeless woman. And even if you are a homeless woman, I remember looking at this video about a girl who was living on the streets, and that's what she said. At the end of the day, that's what she said. The guy was like, you don't even really look homeless. And she's like, well, I'm a pretty girl. I don't know if she was that pretty, but she wasn't like absurdly ugly or something. But whatever the case was, she's right. People are looking out for her, especially a young woman. Even if people have sexual designs or whatever, they're still going to look out for an old lady anyway. They're still going to look out for pre-adolescent girl anyway. So, but on the flip side, of course, it means that since women they're not going to endure the kind of pressures that men endure. You know, pressure makes diamonds, and pressure makes those things that you get out of those steel presses that we use in so many different parts of life. And when you don't have any bottom and you don't have any top, like a limit, no ceiling, you can grow to be the leader of a country. You can grow to be the leader of many different companies. You can be, like all of the different men that we know that are directors and movie stars, and they get all the words and they have all the action in the movies and run the world. But at the same time, just like this famous architect, I believe, he's absolutely famous, and he got knocked down, I think it was, crossing the street in Spain, and he lay in the gutter for hours until somebody recognized him. And by that time it was too late. He'd lost too much blood and he died because they didn't recognize him. And that's what you can be as a man. You can be one of the most famous architects in Spain, and you can be a guy in the gutter. And if you're a woman, maybe someone would have come and helped you a lot sooner. But when you try to become the most famous architect in Spain, there would be a lot of people in your way trying to protect you. So there's that. We get the most pain as guys, and we get the most benefits, advantages, whatever. And I think for women, I don't think you can have both. I don't think that you can have equality where people think that you can do anything that a man can do, but yet you're not going to be subject to the same uncaringness as men are. And yeah, you can have as much sex as you want to, but we're not going to be looking out for you by that same token. Like, when you scream help, maybe people will look down on you. Why are you screaming? Just take care of your business, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it's all very interesting to think about anyway.